Okay, so here's a quick little look at the arcade table. I guess it's technically a Neo Geo table because it's really the only arcade games that it can play. But basically, I took this IKEA table that it was like this glass presentation table where you're supposed to be able to put like models and artwork and whatever inside of it, and it's all got all transparent sides and all transparent top. And I decided I was going to turn it into like this arcade coffee table, which kind of is a throwback to when, if you can remember, when they had the cocktail arcade tables, which were like these like tables that they would be like in bowling alleys and bars and stuff, and you could sit and eat at them and whatnot, and they would have joysticks and full-blown arcade systems under glass, so that if you spilled or whatever, they could just wipe it off. It didn't have to damage anything. So that's kind of like that was the kind of the idea behind this arcade table. And I ended up deciding to give it this, like, name it the Space Station, because when I was a kid, we used to have this video arcade near my house, or not near my house, but near where I lived, called the Space Station, and it was pretty nice little arcade. It's ended up turning into a Starbucks after a while, but that's kind of where I became a little bit of an arcade nerd. And so I just paid some guy on eBay to make some vinyl letters for me that I could stick on the glass. And everything here, it's hard to tell, but everything is under the glass. So none of the paint, none of the lettering, anything is on top of the glass, so that it can be easily cleaned with like Windex or whatever without damaging anything. And then, keeping with the Space Station theme, I kind of, see if I can focus. I went with this like galactic black paint job, which is basically this kind of black glittery stuff with black paint behind it, and it kind of gives it this sort of Starfield effect. And I did the same thing on the doors, which there are little slide out doors here, and that's where all the arcade hardware and stuff goes. I tried to do something fancy with this white stripe, but despite getting the quote-unquote sharp lines tape, it did not leave the sharpest of lines. So like right here, like there's some part where the paint got under here and some over here, and then it also tore some of the paint off up here in this corner. It's a little annoying, but I can learn to live with it. Overall, I'm happy with how it looks. Plays games great. Let me see if I can get in and look at. It's hard to see because it's so dark in there, but there's all the arcade hardware. It's just a Neo Geo arcade motherboard with a supergun attached to it, so that I can use regular controllers and hook it up to a TV set. And the TV set is just this 29-inch Tickle TV, HD TV that I found that fit perfectly inside the table. I would have masked off the entire black bars on the screen so that you could only see just the part of the arcade, but I wanted to leave it open in case I decided to go with like a RetroPie or some other widescreen gaming solution like a PlayStation 3 or 4, what have you. Let's see. My lens doesn't go super wide, unfortunately, but that's the table. That little white thing going out there is the actual plug for all the electronics, and the joysticks all go on the inside there when you want to store them away. I think overall, despite the couple little problems I had with it, it came out pretty well. Very happy with it. I look forward to having it as kind of a little conversation piece in my office. And that's it. That's all I got. All right, thanks. Bye.